So today we will talk about Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and today this episode would be about how Liu Bu helped Dongzhuo. And he had helped Dongzhuo killed Ding Yuan, which was his first lord, his previous lord, and he killed him and gave that, beheaded him and gave it to Dongzhuo. And Dongzhuo was very happy after seeing this, and so Liu Bu just proposed that he would become Dongzhuo's son. He would like to be Dongzhuo's son, and he would call Dongzhuo father. And Dongzhuo, he was even happier at that time, and said, "Oh, getting you is like getting the best person that I can have, and you are the most capable warrior. I'm very happy." And Liu Bu just said that I will be loyal to you no matter what happens. I will always be beside you. And then after that day, Dongzhuo just asked all ministers to come to a palace and to talk about this topic again, about switching emperor and so changing the emperor, about that. So at that time, he asks, so is there anyone who doesn't agree? So stand out. And really, there was still someone who stood out. So at this time, there was only one person, Yuan Shao. Yuan Shao came out and he said, right now, this country has now, there's nothing wrong with this country, and so because all those eunuchs were killed, so now we are in a peaceful state, in a harmonious state right now, and at this time, you just come and just talk about something like that, something unloyal like that. And are you rebelling? Do you want to rebel? Dongzhuo said, everything just depends on me, and everyone has to listen to me, to all of my orders. And now I want to change the emperor. I want to get that emperor off and then get the other one that I like on that throne. So how dare you guys talk to me like that? Disagree with me. And Yuan Shao said, no, you're wrong. You said that you're the one that has power. You're the most powerful guy. But actually, everyone has to listen to the emperor. And the emperor has the power. And we have the power. But you are just the traitor of the country. So, what can you do? Who do you think you are? And Dongzhuo said, if you still disagree with me, then I will kill you with my sword. So then he pulled out his sword and pointed it at Yuan Shao. Yuan Shao also pulled out his sword and said, I can also kill you with my sword. And Dongzhuo said, at that time they were about to start fighting, and maybe Yuan Shao could nearly be killed by Liu Bu. He was the most capable warrior, and he is now on Dongzhuo's side. And so he also pulled out his weapon and was about to start attacking Yuan Shao. Just at that moment, Dongzhuo's minister advisor, Li Ru, stepped out and said, and now you have not succeeded yet. So it's not okay to start killing right now. And there were also someone standing up and convinced Yuan Shao to stop. So Yuan Shao did. So he got out of the room and he went to where he belonged to and where he had the power. Because they were just warriors from warlords from everywhere. So Yuan Shao also had some power. So he had soldiers and he had military. So what he was about to do was just to hold that military in his hand and then attack Dongzhuo with those people. So he went back to his territory, Bohai. And then Yuan Shao's uncle was still there, in that room, in that meeting room. And Dongzhuo asked him, Yuan Shao, your nephew, doesn't agree with me. So what do you think about this? Do you have an opinion? Who do you support? And he said, I support you, I support you, I support you. Because this guy was a coward. He was not that courageous as Yuan Shao was, right? So no one dared to disagree or say anything opposing his view. Although some of them wanted to kill him in their hearts, but they cannot because they have no power to do so. So all they can do is just to see how Dongzhuo does that unloyal action, or just that rebellious action. So that could be considered as rebelling against the government. So if you do something like that, if you want to change the emperor, or you want to become the emperor yourself, these actions were all just not okay, not acceptable, and they were the most serious crimes at that time. But Dongzhuo did that because he had the power. And actually, he was powerful, more powerful than the emperor. So after that, Dongzhuo just decided to have that ceremony, to hold that ceremony one day later. So the day after that day, and they all arrived at the place, at that palace, and someone just came out and tried to kill him. And this guy was named Wu. So this guy was a warrior, and he was a warrior, so he had some skills, and he thought that, so if Dongzhuo is there, and then after they have got in contact, they have got within a safe distance, then he can pull out his sword or his knife and to kill him without letting him notice that. So he must succeed. It is very probable that he would succeed. But actually, after he pulled out that knife from the inside of his clothes, Dongzhuo just held that knife really tightly with his hands, because he was really strong. Dongzhuo was really strong, and he just used his whole strength, and he had controlled him, and Wu Fu could not get rid of Dongzhuo's grasp, could not get out of his grasp. So because he was much, much weaker than Dongzhuo. And just at that moment, Lu Bu just came in. And after Lu Bu came in, he just captured Wu Fu and then arrested him. And Dongzhuo just asked him, "Who told you to do that?" Wu Fu just said, "No one." And he said, "You want to rebel?" Wu Fu said, You're not my lord. And I am not your follower. So, could that be considered, how could that be considered rebelling? And you have committed crimes, and you deserve the punishment of death. And everyone in this country wants to kill you. And they want to kill you in the cruelest way, in the most violent way. And that is acceptable because that's you. And you deserve that. And Dongzhuo just held that knife in his hand. And then he used that knife to kill him and just stabbed it into his chest. And this loyal minister of the Han Dynasty died. So before dying, he did not stop cursing Dongzhuo. So this can really show how loyal he was. And after that, Dongzhuo just brought all of the ministers into that palace. And just at that time, the ceremony started. And Li Ru just stood there. Actually, in that ceremony, there needs to be a command from the emperor. So actually, Dongzhuo just wrote that command. But on the surface, it's written by the person in power. So in that command, it was said that the previous emperor died very early in his life. And then the two sons started competing over this throne. So this emperor right now, the emperor, which is the most powerful guy, and the person in power, and everyone has to listen. So he has to be capable of becoming an emperor, of being an emperor. And everyone is really willing to see, is really eager to see how capable he is. But right now, he is disappointing everyone. He's really lazy, and he's really indolent, and he's really arrogant. And then, so there was his mother's mother, so his grandmother was killed, and actually it was his mother's brother who killed that grandmother. And so everyone was talking about that. There were a lot of rumors due to this. So they were not good people, and they do not deserve to be in power. So, but right now, this guy here, this new emperor, served his dad, served his father really well, and really respects his father, and was really loved, and his father really liked him, and also he followed the rules. Unlike this guy, unlike this emperor right now, he did not follow the rules. He did not deserve to be a son. He's not qualified as a son, let alone being the emperor. So after finishing reading this, the emperor was dragged down the stairs, and the new emperor was up the stairs, just also dragged up the stairs, and just put in that throne. So now, Dongzhuo, he has succeeded. So even though he has succeeded, he thought that this emperor and this emperor's mother, they should be killed. So he sent Li Ru to kill them. And after killing them, no one could say anything about him. But all the ministers know that he did it. Dongzhuo did it. So right now, Dongzhuo would be the enemy of all the ministers. And there will be some people, the warlords would come from all over the country to attack him. What will happen later? We will find that out later.